All right, let's keep going with these. These are the practice problems for the formative assessment 2.4 for general physics, right? Okay, so we got a lemon, shot in the air. It lands at the same elevation for which it was launched. This is just like the air rocket lab, right? Up it goes, and then down it goes, right? And it is in the air for 4.34 seconds total, right? Okay, so concept zero here is what we want to do to solve this is we actually want to go from here. We want to go from here to here, right? To do that, we need to know the time it takes to do that, right? And the trick here is that it takes half that time to go up and half that time to go down. So I'm going to take my calculator. I'm going to go 4.34 divided by 2, right? And I get 2.17 seconds. So 2.17 seconds is the time it takes to go up. 2.17 seconds is the time it takes to go down. And of course, if you add that together, you get your 4.34, right? And this is true neglecting air friction and assuming that it starts and ends at the same spot, right? So let's solve this thing. Let's do the how far thing, right? From the ground to the top, right? Because that will let us figure out the height and the initial velocity, okay? So here's what we know. We know the time is 2.17 seconds, and that's just ground to the top, right? Half that total time, right? We know, and for all these problems, we know that's negative 9.8. And then at the top, the velocity is 0. And the reason it's 0 is that if it's not 0, it's not at the top, is it? Yeah? It's not at the top, is it? Okay, so now we want to find, we actually just want to find this and this. This will be the height, right? And then this will be the initial velocity. Okay? To find VI, I'm going to use no x. So I'm going to use this guy. Right? So final 0 is VI plus negative 9.8 times 2.17. Right? And now I'm just going to bust that out. Negative 9.8 times 2.17. And I get negative 21.266. So 0 equals VI plus negative 21.266. And without doing too much algebra here, right? Obviously, the thing you add to negative 21.266 to get 0 is positive 21.266, right? So positive 21.266, right? Meters per second. Now we have the answer down there, so 21.3. We've got that right. Okay. And now we want to figure out. Whoops! Failure to draw a horizontal line. Okay. Now we want to figure out x. I guess we just have to use that velocity. There is no formula that has no VI. If we had it, we'd use it. We don't have it, so we're going to use that thing. We're not going to use the rounded version. We're going to use the whole thing there, right? My favorite would be, I guess, to use x is 1/2 VI plus VF times t, right? So x is equal to 1/2 21.266 plus 0, right, times 2.17, right? Okay, so let's go that guy times 0.5 times 2.17, 23.07, right? Right, so that's about 23.1 meters. Okay, so the trick here was, the big trick was to say, oh, okay, I'm not going to use the 4.34, I'm going to use the half, right? You got to cut that thing in half. Now it becomes an easily solvable problem. And halfway through the time, the velocity is 0. We know our acceleration, we know our time. Everything else is not so hard. Okay?